Welcome to Intermediate Algebra. This is your course orientation. I'm Professor Chieu Duong, and I'm going to be your instructor this semester. To contact me, please email me at chieu.duong@montgomerycollege.edu. You can also contact me by phone. My phone number is located on your course syllabus. However, email is probably the best way to contact me. When you are emailing your instructor or any professor, please make sure to indicate your first and last name and what course you're in. Also, make sure to use proper grammar and correct English. Stay away from shorthands that are usually used in text messages. That's not appropriate. Also, make sure that your question is a specific question and includes a lot of details on what it is that you need help with. Also, when you're working on homework problems, if you have a specific question about a particular problem, you can actually ask me in Math Excel by using the Ask My Instructor button, and I'll talk about that more later. For this course, you have to purchase Math Excel. It's the online homework system where you complete all your homework assignments and quizzes and where you get all your online help. You will also want to buy some earphones or a headset so that you can listen to the videos, the PowerPoint presentations, etc. You're going to need 2 notebooks for this class. Also, a graphing calculator, either a TI-83 or a TI-84 will work just fine. And the textbook is optional because when you purchase Math Excel, it includes an e-text with the software. Okay, the 2 notebooks. You want to have 2 completely separate notebooks, one for notes and one for completing your homework assignments. In your notes notebook, this is where you write down things like important facts, example problems, and any other types of notes that you find helpful when you're watching the PowerPoint slides or watching the videos that you think will help you when you're doing your homework. In your homework notebook, this is where you want to title each homework section and label each problem, problem number 1, number 2, number 3, and work out your homework problems in an organized notebook. Do not use scratch paper to work out your homework problems. Students who use scratch paper usually tend to not do well in these type of online courses. So make sure that you're organized with your notes and your homework and that you're working out the homework problems in an organized fashion. This course counts for 0 credits, and it's going to cover many topics including quadratic functions, higher order polynomials, exponential and logarithmic functions, etc. The prerequisite for this course is as follows, and if you're interested in the course outcomes, please click on this link here and read over the course outcomes for MA099. Okay, how is this course set up? You are going to log into Math Excel to begin working on all your homework assignments, quizzes, etc. To start on the assignments, you must complete all the media resources such as videos, PowerPoints, and also any readings through the textbook. All the homework assignments must be completed with a score of 100%. All quizzes must be completed with a minimum score of 80%. All exams, tests, must be completed with a minimum score of 80%. All tests and exams must be completed at the assessment center. Homework and quizzes you can do anywhere that you have access to the internet, but exams, tests must be completed at the assessment center. You will also be required to complete quiz and test correction assignments, and you have to complete these at a 100%. I'll talk about them more later on. Also, the final exam must be completed with a minimum score of 60% and must be taken at the assessment center. Okay, let's first talk about homework assignments. For the homework assignments, you must complete all of them with a 100% in order for you to move on to the next assignment. When you log into Math Excel, you will see that homework assignments have this green flag next to it. This green flag indicates that there's a prerequisite assignment that you have to complete before you can actually start on this particular assignment. Now, if you don't make a 100% on your homework assignment, you can keep redoing it and redoing the assignment until you make a 100%. So some tools to help you make that 100%, you can use the Help Me Solve This tool. You can also use the Similar Exercise button, and this button here will pop up after you've attempted a problem, let's say 3 times, and you still didn't get it correct. Then it'll let you work out a similar problem without penalty. You can also do your homework assignments from anywhere, so anywhere that you have access to the internet. Any assignment that's not completed by the end of the semester, you will receive a grade of 0, but also you can't move on to the next assignment until you've completed your homework assignments. Quizzes. You're going to have several quizzes throughout the semester, and they also have prerequisite assignments, which is indicated once again by this green flag. Your quizzes, you can take them as many times as you'd like in order for you to make that minimum score of an 80%. If you do not score an 80% on the quiz, then the software is going to automatically generate a correction assignment for you to do. You have to complete this correction assignment at a 100% before you can retake a quiz so that you can make the minimum score of an 80%. Again, just like homework assignments, any quizzes not completed by the end of the semester, the grade is a 0. Tests. You will have 3 tests in this course, and just like the quizzes and the homework, it also has some prerequisite assignments indicated by this green flag. You must take all of your tests at the assessment center. This is really important. Before you take a test, please email me first and let me know which testing center you plan on taking your test at. Whichever testing center you choose, this will be the same center that you will go to take all of your tests, including your final exam. When you take your test, you have to score a minimum of an 80% in order to move on to the next assignment. If you do not score an 80%, the computer software is going to automatically generate a correction assignment for you to do, in which you have to complete with a 100%. Once you complete the test correction assignment with a 100%, then you can email me and request to retake the exam until you score that 80%. Again, any test not completed by the end of the semester will receive a grade of a 0. The final exam. The final exam is cumulative, and you must also take this at the assessment center. Again, just like tests, you must notify me via email that you are ready to take your final exam and at which center you want to take it at. You must complete the final exam and score a minimum score of a 60%. Just like the tests, if you can't make a minimum score of a 60%, you can always retake the final exam, but you'll have to complete a correction assignment and score a 100% on the correction assignment before you can do a retake. Okay? Also, if you don't complete the final exam by the end of the semester, it's going to give you a grade of a 0. So, with that said, make sure to pace yourself accordingly. Give yourself enough time to take all your tests and your final exam before the end of the semester. So where to take the tests? You can take them at 3 different centers: the Germantown campus, Rockville campus, or the Tacoma Silver Spring campus. Whichever campus it is that you decide to take your tests at, make sure that you take all tests and your final exam at the same testing campus. When you come in to take your test, bring a picture ID and your Montgomery College student ID. Also, don't forget, please email me and wait for me to respond to you before you go to the assessment center. So what happens if you fail a test? Well, if you can't score that minimum score of an 80%, then you won't be allowed to proceed on to the next assignment, but you will be generated what's called a correction assignment, and you have to complete the correction assignment with a 100% before you can retake the test. Now, once you've completed the correction assignment with 100%, then email me and I'll reset your settings so that you can go into the testing center and retake the test to try to make that minimum score of an 80%. On the test correction assignment, you can use the similar exercise button as many times as you want to help you score that 100% on the test correction. This is a self-paced course, so the self-paced approach is great because you get to work at your own pace, which means you can move faster on sections that you know really well. And you might end up slowing down a little bit on sections that you have trouble with. So the good news is you can finish the course earlier, but the bad news is that it's really easy to fall behind, and once you fall behind, it is really hard to catch up. So to help you stay on schedule, I've created some target test dates for you. Again, these are just suggested test dates to help you pace yourself. Your goal is to try to be prepared to take each test by the suggested target test date. Now, I'm going to post these test dates under the course announcements in Math Excel, but I'll also email it to you, so just keep a lookout for that. The last day to take the final exam is on the last day of the course. So you want to make sure that you plan yourself accordingly so that you're not waiting until the absolute last day to take your final exam, just in case you need to retake it. If you do miss a target test date, right? It's okay, you can still take the test, but this just means that you're now behind. And if you're behind, then you're going to have to work a little bit harder to get caught up. So any test that you don't take by the end of the semester, you're going to receive a grade of a 0. So you don't want that to happen. So just be aware and don't procrastinate. I'm also going to give you a suggested study schedule. I'm going to post it on the course announcements in Math Excel and also send it to you as an email. Again, this is a suggested study schedule, but if you follow the study schedule, then you'll most likely finish the course on time. So try to stay as close to the study schedule as possible. Again, really, really difficult to catch up if you fall behind. For this course, your grading is as follows. There are 3 chapter tests that will count as 70% of your grade, and the cumulative final exam is 30%. So even though when you look up here, it looks like homework assignments and quizzes are counting as 0%, doing the homework assignment and the quizzes and doing them well is what's going to help you do really well on the chapter test and the cumulative final. So, in general, you're going to want to spend at least 16 hours a week on the course material in order to finish the course in time. But if you're one of those students who finds mathematics a little bit challenging, then obviously this means that you're going to have to spend more than 16 hours a week working on the material. Again, always email me if you have questions, and also use all the online resources such as the Ask Your Instructor and Work Out a Similar Problem buttons online to help you get through the material. You can also go to the tutoring center at any of the 3 campuses if you need more help. So, Math Learning Center and Math Excel references, those are going to be your best friends. So now let's talk about how to enroll in Math Excel. This will be the next video.